So hey guys, welcome to another Warframe video where today we're gonna take a quick look at Incarnon Hate. You can get the Hate Incarnon Genesis from the Steelpad version of the Circuit game mode, and once you have it you can hop over to Cavalero in the Chrysalith to awaken the Hate Scythe. This does require some additional resources though, so you will need 20 Pathos Clams, which you get from the Autoworm boss fight, 70 Drackroot, which grows around the central island of the Paradox as well as Kullervo's Hold, and 20 more Fang, which you get from fishing in the Paradox. Doing this will allow you to evolve the weapon and it unlocks its Incarnon mode. Now to activate the Incarnon mode you first have to build up to 6 times combo multiplier and then do a heavy attack. This grants you a 3-minute buff that increases your melee damage by 100%, your sprint speed by 20%, and it gives you 20% stronger bullet jumps. On top of that though, you will also toss out a Spectral Axe with every light attack, and this does 50% of the weapon's damage on hit, and it does mostly slash damage, and then explodes in a 5-meter radius, dealing pure heat damage. The explosions don't inflict self-stagger, which is really nice, but it only really works with light attacks, so slide attacks don't trigger it, air attacks don't trigger it, and neither do heavy attacks. Now, before you can evolve the Hate and enjoy the advantages that the evolutions provide, you're gonna have to do a few things with it. So you're gonna have to do a solo mission with the Hate, then you're gonna have to activate its Incarnon mode 6 times during a mission, and finally you have to kill 20 enemies with a finisher attack. The final challenge also requires you to only be equipped with a melee weapon. The evolution options we have for the Hate are actually pretty good. The first choice is gonna be between Swordsman's Flourish, which gives you 30 base damage, and then with a melee weapon equipped you get a 100% extra combo count chance, and Stalker's Legacy, which also gives you 30 base damage, but then if you have a Dread and Despair equipped as well, you get 30 initial combo. The second choice is going to be between Orokin Reach for 0.8 meters of extra range, Swift Break for 60% heavy attack wind-up speed, and Resolute Force for 10 seconds of extra combo duration. And finally, you're going to be picking between Absolute Valor for 10% extra base crit chance, Absolute Dominion for 20% extra base status, or Subtle Force for 6% extra base crit and 10% extra base status. I ended up going with a combination of Swordsman's Flourish, which is really nice for building your combo backup once you do a heavy attack to activate Incarnon mode. Then I went with Orokin Reach because, well, range is boss on melee weapons, and I actually ended up going with Subtle Force for the base crit and status. For the build, we have a pretty straightforward one-form hybrid here where we run Prime Pressure Point or Condition Overload for damage, Blood Rush for crit chance, Organ Chatter for crit damage, Berserker Fury for attack speed, Weeping Wounds for status, then Unranked Virulent Scourge and Vicious Frost for just enough vital damage to proc it every now and then. And we top it off with either Primed Reach if you want range, or a Primed Smite mod if you want extra sweaty damage. And speaking about damage, it's really good because the base Hate was already solid enough, but when you give it more base damage, more range, more crit and status, and then you make it hit 3 times with every swing because you get the base swing, then the Spectral Axe hit, and then the explosion, it will absolutely tear things up. I really like the Incarnon Hate, it performs very well and it's really fun to use. It's kind of like a light attack variant of the Incarnon Ceramic Dagger. What I really like about the Genesis here is that it gives you more of a reason to run a light attack setup because sights are generally better for heavy attacks because their stances come with a force slash proc on heavies. Though with that said, I was a bit surprised that it didn't actually trigger on heavy attacks at all. Now that doesn't mean that you can't do a heavy attack setup with it, you're just not gonna get the benefit of the Spectral Axes, but the evolutions still allow you to get some really juicy buffs even for a heavy attack setup. You can get some initial combo on the first evolution if you run a full Stalker setup with Dread and Despair. You can get heavy attack wind-up speed on the second evolution, and if you're gonna go for a heavy attack setup, just go for the pure crit as the final evolution, as status chance doesn't really matter since the slash proc is guaranteed. So on top of boosting the weapon's power quite substantially, the Incarnon Genesis gives you more options when it comes to building the weapon, which is always nice. So as far as I'm concerned, the Hate Incarnon Genesis gets a thumbs up from me. And that's pretty much it for the video, so I thank you very much for watching. As always guys, I hope you have enjoyed the video and found it helpful. I would like to extend a special thank you to all the channel members. Thank you very much guys, I really appreciate your support, and if you would like to become a channel member as well, you can check out the memberships and stuff down below. And I'll see you next time. Bye bye.